Jannik Sinner has managed to bring some smiles around him by clinching the US Open title. A small attempt to somehow tide over what a horrid last few weeks it has been for the world number 2. Now, he has been, well, number 1 rather, he has been caught in a doping storm that has just refused to die down. Sinner failed not 1, but 2 dope tests. Still got to compete and carry on playing tennis without any suspension or punishment of any kind. His answer was this title. Of course, that's not to say that he's managed to silence his critics. No, many are still miffed and have been through the US Open. Quite a few, like Nick Kyrgios, has also taken some personal jibes along the way, remarking on Sinner's celebrating his win, of course, with his girlfriend, Anna Kalinskaya, who also used to date Kyrgios. Though Sinner has somehow managed to keep the focus and win big, he himself has been troubled by all of this and addressed the issue after the win.
This title means so much for me. The last period of my career was really not easy. It's still on my mind. But when I'm on court, I try to focus on the game. I try to handle the situation the best possible way. It was not easy, that's for sure, but I tried to stay focused, which I guess I've done a great job, mentally staying there every point I play.
The tennis fraternity at large is still quite rankled by how easily Sinner was let off. How easily the investigating team got convinced by Sinner's reasoning. They are somewhat divided when it comes to embracing the Italian's dominance at the US Open here and how he's becoming the player to beat because of this incident. And it is this sense of division that we witness with regards to Sinner's heritage and roots too. Born in South Tyrol, the German influence in Jannik Sinner is hugely evident. So not 100% Italian, and that is seen in the way he is, on court as well. His calm demeanour, his cool approach, and his down-to-earth, quiet mannerisms, very unlike any Italian tennis player that's what many truly believe.
You look at other Italian players like Fabio Fognini, and he was always quite dramatic. This was great because you could get the popcorn and settle in for the show. We have also seen that with other Italian players down the years. They tend to be quite excitable on court traditionally, but Sinner is different.
That's what a veteran tennis player who's been around the circuit for decades feels. That's in an interview, of course, that Paul Hardy gave to a news agency on how he felt Sinner was apart from other Italians he'd seen over the years. Sinner clearly displays a cool German persona on court that's hard to miss. And somewhere this dichotomy in his identity is what Italy is also probably torn about. Now, don't get me wrong, the country loves him, of course. The papers adore him. Just earlier this year, the Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni was also all praise for his Australian Open triumph.
Grandissimo! Volevano far rivedere una cosa, perché a quel punto stavamo tutti così, così immobili.
È più bello viverlo in quel momento.
Sì,
però è anche...
The crowd endorsements all flooding in. Sinner is a true blue Italian in the eyes of many. There are, of course, sections of the conservatives who probably relate to, say, Matteo Berrettini more than they do to Jannik Sinner. So in that sense, Italy has a hero of its own to celebrate, to laud, to sing praises of and call their very own, just that he's not really the son of the soil in its true sense. And some instances, of course, do not really play well in Sinner's path so far, like that time when Jannik Sinner pulled out of playing the Davis Cup. That did not sit down too well with many Italian fans either. The fact that he was forced to pull out of the Olympics this year, where he would have represented Italy, also didn't help. And then, of course, the doping scandal, a drug clusterbowl that has had its roots in the Italian fabric for decades. Sinner's tightrope walk in the world of tennis and his own country, Italy, has been a tough one to navigate so far. But the mental fortitude he's displayed so far through this topsy-turvy of a year itself makes for some very exciting months and years to come for him. when an German-like Italian will try to set a new world order and ignite a great rivalry, hopefully, with Spain's Carlos Alcaraz.